Poodle fam, how we doing? I didn't play the music. Do you know why? Because I had it muted. So we're going to do a do-over. You ready? Do-over. Here we go. 2 seconds. We're back to the ladies. All right, here we go. No, we're going to go now. All right. And this is where I edit it. So I'm working on this whole thing where I'm trying to get everything done in one shot where I can do the podcast, all this. So here we go. We're going. Are we ready? We're ready. I think we're ready. We're going. It's coming now. It's just not my day. It's just not my day. I got it, though. I got the music up. You know, we're just trying to get everything here nice and fluid, one shot, and, you know, well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm working on it. We're trying to get this thing as one, you know, well-oiled machine, which, of course, while I'm hosting it, will never be the case. It'll never be a well-oiled machine. But we are here, Poodle fam. And we're going to do a special one. We are dedicating this one to the women, our ladies of Poodle, the rock stars who do all the work keeping us rolling. So that was poor. Well, you know, Susan, welcome back. Welcome back. So we are here. You know, we're just, you know, we're not perfect. We're not perfect on the Poodlecast, but we're working on it. I know, Sasha. Whatever. Thanks for reminding me of that, Sasha. That I need. Well, that's why I pay people, right? So I'm the boss. You know, those who can't do teach, right? Isn't that what they say? So here we are. We are live. We're actually live streaming, so that it goes right into our podcast players when we're done. And then from there, we are now, we will have all the live. So it's kind of cool. Anyway, we're doing all that stuff. We are doing it. We are rolling. We are here to celebrate our ladies today. We're going to talk a little bit. I might take this in a way you're not expecting. So here we go. First things first, we got Poodle to give away. Poodle Olympics. Boom. There we go. We've got a lot of entries today. So a lot of entries in the Poodle Olympics. Here we go. We are going to go ahead and spin this baby. And right off, Chase, the big winner. He only had one entry in, and Chase is the big winner for this one. So congratulations, Chase, on that. So go up, edit, get rid of Chase. Boom. There we go. Update that. We're going to get it all centered there. Spin again. Arthur. It wasn't rigged. I know people think it's rigged, but that came in second. I think had the most entries and then came in second. So there you go. Edit choices. Boom. Update that. Get back in our screen. Here we go. Spin again. Sensi coming in the third spot. And then, of course, you know, just for fun, let's see who gets this one. And Iconizer in the fourth spot, Congratulations. Thank you for all of the shilling that you all do all the time. It is, it's awesome to see our Twitter just keep blowing up, see our socials blowing up. It's amazing to see. And it's awesome to see, we're quite often in the, the Lunar Crush, all their, the most activity, what do they call it, on the socials, and we're always up there, and you're a valuable part of just the image and all that we do as a token. So congratulations to you all, and of course a big thank you to everyone who continues to shill. Oh my gosh. All right. This episode, Break the Bias, celebrating the women of Poodle. I'm going to start a couple of things. Do we do news? Okay, so I've been MIA for about the last week. I actually had some things I was supposed to get done for Poodle, and I've done none of them, so I feel bad. But I'm getting there because you know why? I find out from my daughter. My daughter, last Wednesday, she decided to elope. And so I now have a son-in-law. It's pretty awesome. So I know, so it's kind of some congratulations there, I guess, in store for my daughter and family. But of course, that whole thing came from nowhere and took over our lives for a few days. So kind of exciting. But why do I give that news? Why do I give that news? Because those of you who have listened to this podcast from the beginning have always said, in fact, I think I even said it last week on the live show, is that why do I love Poodle? Because of the non-toxic nature of Poodle. I sent my daughter before, a billion Poodle early on, just to kind of get her started into crypto. And, I've always said that I'm not going to invest in any token where I wouldn't be okay with my wife, my daughter, my family, my mother, looking and opening our Telegram and going through the list and reading the chat and seeing what we talk about and making sure that that's okay. I believe in our people, and I believe in the value and the good that we do, not just because we love building up the community and we have the academy and all that, but because we don't tolerate the evil in the world. We know that this is a place and a token where we want women to thrive. We want underrepresented demographics to thrive. We won't settle for anyone, all the misogyny, all the everything, the crude behaviors that seem to be so prevalent in other telegrams and other tokens, and that we don't allow that. And so I bring up my daughter getting married because, it's, I could sit down and during one of the dinners, we're just talking about crypto and talking about things like that. And I can be honest to her and say, here's what you can get into, the blue chips, get into the things that are kind of the standard, to have a little bit, and then find some fun tokens where that have a utility and have the gaming and the fun that we do. And find ones that have great community. And she's like, well, we already have one. Isn't that what you're involved in? And I could see like, oh, wow. Oh, so she's actually done her research. And that's pretty cool because she's obviously recognized that, hey, there is a lot of, bad out there in the world, especially in the crypto space. There's a lot of dark. And as we're getting light shined on us and crypto is getting a light shine, it's important that tokens with a strong community who support one another, not against one another, are the ones that are going to thrive and that you should be involved in. So that being said, I end up looking at that and saying, okay, well, that's what makes me proud about this token. Yes, no porn, all that stuff. as well. I know I read this. I know you're like 20 seconds behind when I read your chats, but next up, yesterday was International Women's Day, March 8th. March 8th. This every year they do a kind of a theme. This year's theme was to break the bias. What are the biases we have about women, and to change that and make a legit change. Am I getting a phone call? I'm getting a phone call. All right. And make a legitimate change for the better. And with another organization I was part of, I did the, thank you to all the women. You really pull this org together, which is kind of what I'm saying here today to our ladies. But see, she then posted an article about the history of International Women's Day, which was very interesting to me. The International Women's Day started as a movement for working women. It started as as the ability to celebrate the women who are out there and in the front lines and creating their own lives. And I think, what is that? That sound was my Zoom ringing on me. So someone's we have a Zoom phone, so it was my Zoom. I don't know. I guess I should turn it off or whatever. But anyway, so that was really interesting to me. So as I started to learn this and I read more on the history of International Women's Day, I got more proud about it because I could recognize so much about the strength in women doing good. So back into my personal life. Okay. It's probably bad that I'm doing a crypto and I tell about my personal life, but you know what? This is what you get on the Poodlcast. You get personal life. I was raised by a single mother who was a waitress her whole life as I was growing up. And it was because of her that I got the value of work. She was out working 6 nights a week, waiting tables, managing the restaurants, kind of working our way through that. But I got to see what it meant to go and provide for your family, to do hard work and make each dollar count. That's what gave me my work ethic. Being raised by a single mom allows you to see how you can not just balance work and life, but you can make it thrive. And I had a mother who would do whatever it took to make sure that we lived in the areas where I could always get the good education. It might have been the 1-bedroom or the studio apartment, on the little, across the street, and you're no longer in that school district type of thing. But that was what she ended up doing. And she did for me. And the only reason I've been able to be successful in everything other than starting the theme music right on time is because of her and because of that. And so when I then learn more about International Women's Day and see that this has to do with women who are out there providing, doing more than any of the stigmas that are out there, really, I tie that back to my upbringing. And moving that forward, we look at Poodle, for example. We, as a token, we talk about what it is to not be like everybody else, to not be the misogyny, not to be racist, to not put others down, but instead use our token to build others up. We talk about that. We do that. We show it in our actions. And the thing is, it's the women behind this token are the ones who are really out there and showing it. We know as a society, right, in crypto, that we're only at 3%, maybe probably a little bit more now because it has had a little bit of a boom. But let's say only 4% of the world does any crypto. We still know that 50% of the world are women. And it's important that we end up having women who embrace it and come in, and we need a safe, I don't want to call this, should we call it the entry drug? Can Poodle be the entry drug for safe people, for people to come in safe and invest and feel that it's okay? And they're not going to find, the racism. They're not going to find all of the sexism that you'll find other places, so they can take time to learn. And I think that that's what's important. And so, there are just, there are so many of the women here, and obviously the ones that come at, pop into everyone's mind are obviously Karin and Elle, and I know we've got Susan every week on our show, but of course others on the Telegram, and so many too, obviously on our Telegram. I'm sure we have more women. We know we're a safe spot because we have because people do hide behind names and pictures of Poodle. I guarantee you there are more women, and I know this because they have DM'd me who I didn't know were women that are holders of Poodle. And it's pretty cool to hear that. And I think that that's a strength of us, because obviously it shows what we are doing as a token is making a difference and creating that safe place for people to say, this is the one I want to be involved in. I could tell you that we would be nowhere near anywhere we are without the women of Poodle. There's no doubt about it. We couldn't have survived the ups and downs. We wouldn't have been able to define our identity, because what we know about life is that things, Rolling Stone, it gathers that whole steam, right? And so negativity builds negativity, but positivity builds positivity. And that's the beauty of the women of our token. And so I really want to see, can I be an admin, and can I make a call out, which is, I'm going to do this. I do have something as an admin. I guess should I have asked the others before I did this? Nah, why not? Why not? I'm going to make a call out there. We are we have two devs and we have two admins, right? Myself, Sasha as admins, and Moose and Space as devs. We don't have any women on our let's call it the exec board level. So I'm going to make a challenge to us as a token that we create space for women on our admin level. When and exactly who, I don't know, but I think it's something that we need to be aware of, and we need to lead the way on. This is what will continue to make us actually take the actions that we say that we are. What it ends up looking like, I don't know. But I think it's important, because we know that if you looked at the last couple of live shows that I did, right, I had our exchange partners on, the Stealth X and the Swap Zone. Did you notice that we had some really awesome ladies come on the show? And their knowledge and what did they say about our token, of how welcoming we are? You could hear it in their voice. If you take these our two partners who we had on, and they're looking at tokens all day long, right? They're looking at a whole different things. And so they're looking at, who should they list? They're going through Telegrams. They're going through Twitter. They're not just picking a token going, let me list this token. They're going to put themselves behind it and their own integrity of a company behind it. And you notice I asked both of them, what drew you to Poodle? Was there a difference? And they both ran to the community of being safe. They both gave that answer. And you could see a change in their face, too, when they were giving the answer. It wasn't a fake answer at all. there was legitimacy of, hey, I am a female working in the crypto space. And when I come to your token and I deal with your people and I go through your Telegram, I feel safe. I feel like there is a true community. And it's one thing for us as a token to say it, because everyone can say anything. But to have a third party go, nope, this is who you are, that is your identity, is pretty dang cool. And I think that's exactly what we need to continue to strive for, right? We need to be able to have others who are looking into crypto be able to have a space where they can go, this is where I have found my people. And I think especially when it comes to women, there is a natural fear. And I think a lot of us, I can only speak from a male's point of view, but when I talk to men versus women on about crypto, there's a different response. Maybe it's societal. I don't know. Maybe I'm interested to see what the chat says. But the women have a little bit more doubt, a little bit more fear, a little bit of the uncertainty. But I think in general, women like security more. Men are more risk takers. In general. And we then have, when I talk to other men about Poodle, they're like, okay, well, is it going to move? Where's the money? What's the play, right? They're looking at what's the play. The women are saying, can it be safe? And I think it's not just a safe investment, but a safe community. And that's going to be the difference. And Sasha did put here on the chat that we do have a female dev who is part of the team on the outside, not part of the internal team that we outsource some of the work for, because it takes a lot of work. You've seen all the NFTs, all the work that takes. So that's huge. And Susan just put here, trust is a big issue for women. Trust 100%. How do you know who to trust, especially when everybody is just an avatar, right? That's part of why I have been so public too. I always have been out here and said, look, I'm probably more than doxing myself. Like I said, as soon as we moon, I'm probably gonna have to spend the rest of my life looking over my shoulder, right? Right now, I don't know if anyone fully wants my investment, but once we moon, it's probably gonna be very hard to find me. When you're looking of where to put your money or where you're trying to figure out, where to come into, trust is huge, right? And again, a lot of the crypto world, for the right reason. I mean, the whole point of crypto is DeFi. A part of it is where crypto at the same time is both completely open, right? As in you can track every transaction, you can track every wallet, it's public. Yet at the same time, it's completely anonymous, right? And I think that's where the fear often comes from. And you're interacting with people who are, avatars online. And so that's why I think that as a community, why I've always said, look, I'm here. That's why I get, a lot of DMs. I get people saying, can I really trust this? Well, here I am. You know who I am. It's not, you can Google me. You're going to find me. It's not very hard. And because I know that we need a place and we need faces where people can come in and say, all right, I think I can trust this person. I hope people can trust me. And being kind of a public face of the token, I want us to be an open door to underrepresented demographics in crypto. I want us to be able to be a place where people go, yeah, I bought my Bitcoin because it was easy to do, and I did it on my little Coinbase app or whatever. But then I saw the Poodle. I saw the charity work. I saw what you all are doing. And I then could trust the community and then come into it. That is exactly what I think that we have an advantage of. And we know that once we take off, once we end up doing the moon, it's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. We feel it coming, that's what's going to sustain us, right? Because I think I said last week, maybe a couple weeks ago, that, we're going to do 1,000x, right? But the 1,000x is actually the easy part. It's the first 100 that's the hardest, right? It's the beginning that's the hardest, because that's where you're building your base, you're building the trust. People have to go, okay, I want to throw my money here, and I want to hodl it, and I want to sit there on it, and I'm going to let it go. Once you start going up fast, we've seen that every time we pump, people jump in, right? So getting 100, you'll get 1,000, because by that point, all the big exchanges find us, all that. I talked about this a couple weeks ago. And so that is exactly why I think it's important that the number one thing we have about us, which I think is hard to put on tweets, right? You see our tweets, and maybe, I'll challenge our Poodle Olympics people for this next week. Not just about, look, it's easy to go, okay, they got locked liquidity, they got doxed this, they could do that, we've got, right? But how do you say we're a true trusting community, right? How can you put that in a tweet where people feel it and know it? I don't know. But hopefully they come into us and they see it from there. So that's why I wanted to take this episode and really celebrate that. I'm gonna pause for a little bit, because I know that the chat is behind by about 20 seconds. And I'd like to see in the chat from some of the women who are watching and listening, what are the things? I'm not the one to guess what we're doing, what your issues are. What are the things to you? What's holding other women back to coming into crypto? What's holding women back to saying, okay, this is where the community I'm going to jump into? What are those things that, I can speak to, you can speak to, that maybe we're not aware of as men in crypto? We know that the men way outnumber the women in the space. What are the things? What are the things that we can do as men to help build the community and offer others who are just looking to come in that safety and that security, to know that both their investment is safe, but also the community is safe? They're not going to get taken advantage of. I'm curious to hear what you guys type. I know that I'm stalling at this point, waiting for things to come through the chat. And as I do that, I want to bring up some other news that came out today, which is actually really exciting news. In the United States, executive order was signed by President Biden to officially recognize cryptocurrencies. It will be regulated. We knew regulations would be coming. But beyond that is the early talks of an actual, quote unquote, digital dollar, a U.S. currency, digital currency, to that in time. And we know this as people who are involved in crypto will overtake the cash dollars. Ever since we went out, and I've talked about this before, ever since we left the gold standard, our dollars have been fake anyway, right? The strength of the U.S. was on its economy and its military. That's what made the dollar stable. Well, now we're looking at cryptocurrencies, and that was recognized in the executive order. So that's huge. So with that, the reason I bring that up, and now I see some things coming through the chat, so I'll hit those. But the thing about it, though, to recognize is this. It's important because as soon as we move to digital currencies, especially in the U.S., if U.S. leads the way, do you understand what that's going to do to all cryptocurrencies? Once it becomes the option that everyone uses them for normal transactions, they're going to naturally be looking other places. They're going to start recognizing, what does utility mean? Are there multiple tokens in cryptocurrencies? What are they used for? And it's going to bring only more eyes on us, and why it's important that we end up supporting women and underrepresented demographics. So we've got a few things here. So, Mama, you've got here, there's a feeling of intimidation. Poodle is a little difficult to buy in the U.S. Absolutely. I think this is why we've talked about getting, our exchange partners become important, taking the steps away. What holds women back? Holds women back that I've spoken to, they see it as a man's world, and they are timid to ask questions and then be objectified or make felt like bimbos because of what they see in chat. Oh, interesting. You're right, because I can see that. If you're new into this and you ask questions, is that automatically give the feeling of why are you asking questions you're supposed to know? Is it that, and I know that science shows that women suffer from imposter syndrome more than men do. We've seen this in studies. Many studies of hiring practices have shown that if you see a job listing, typically women, and again, I'm overgeneralizing, but science supports this, that if a woman doesn't feel that she fills every single qualification, that she won't apply for the position. Yet men may only feel that they can qualify for a part of them, and then know they could learn the rest, or they can fake it till they make it, and so therefore they'll apply to positions that might be above them. And so there is that now natural fear of asking what you don't know. And I think that is that could be a hindrance, right? Because of the imposter syndrome of, oh boy, if I have to ask this, and it's a basic question. And that's what I love about the Poodle Academy, is that that it's automated, right? It's run by a bot. If you have a simple question, you can put it in there and get that answer. And then if you want more follow-up, there are people there watching it and to be able to help out. And it is a step, and it's a process. Is Karen put here? It's a L responded to Karen. Karen it's true. No one goes from 0 to NFT in 69 seconds or 60 seconds. There you go. It's true. It's a learning curve. It's how does all this work? And so there has to be a safe place where people can feel like they can ask questions and know that they're respected, right? I felt that. I came in asking a lot of questions, and I just learned as I went. I kind of faked it till I made it on some of it. I probably lost a lot on stupid transactions that I shouldn't have done, because even I was a little afraid to ask for help. But overall, I can see that men are more likely to get involved in that. So interesting. Some other things, Susan Player, crypto is seen to be male dominated, but at times are changing, albeit slowly. Absolutely. I think too, it's pretty awesome to have seen our exchange partners come on. Like I said, two women who are very knowledgeable in crypto, and they, cameras on the show, showing who they are. And I think that's a great step, and the things that will really help us as we continue to move forward. Maybe we can do something specifically to draw females into Poodle. The new NFTs are awesome. Yes, we've got our female NFTs. See, here we go. I got a little thing. I stole that off the Twitters. Got our female NFTs coming out. I think that's a huge step. I think we can do even more with it. And as Sasha says, push the Academy more. I think that's exactly it. It's one of those things that is an advantage we have, and we can use our advantage. And the thing is, the reason it's an advantage is because it is our identity of who we are. The one thing that I would notice, and I think everyone would notice, if we weren't truly the way we feel, right? And we've kicked people out of the Telegram who do not respect others and do not treat others with the respect and integrity that they deserve. We will ban them. And you don't just get banned for trying to shill another token. You get banned because, because you don't have those characteristics that we believe, a decent human should have. And so I don't know where I was going with that, but the point is, we have been around long enough, people recognize that we are who we say we are. And I think that's what's going to show. And I think the more we can find those opportunities, we're especially with the charities, we've got some great things coming with our charities and expanding that, expanding our help out in society. You've seen, I know you've seen the Telegram, some great things, and Space is even working on, we're getting the website kind of reworked and retooled, and some great things coming there where we can make this more user-friendly and make it so that you can feel that this is a safe place to come into. And oh yes, we asked women, what they wanted with our token, and starting to deliver that. And I think if we don't have the conversations, it won't happen. And maybe that's why I wanted to hold this episode today too, was to be able to continue to have the conversations and say, this is a token that cares about you. So if you are a woman out there, an underrepresented demographic, and you're going, I don't know where to trust, well, I want to tell you, trust us. You can't trust everyone out there. I know that. Not everyone is going to, even people will come in and try to be your friend, and they won't be. But as a token, we're dedicated to, to making sure that this is a place where people can thrive, learn, have a safe investing experience, and really enjoy everything that crypto has to offer through our community. And yes, that's right, classy, and we really are, and we hope to be, because we think that that's who we are as people, and it shows. We've seen it. We see it when we ask others, and they come on the show, and you've heard it throughout the episodes of how people say, "Yeah, that's who you are. That's your identity." And that to me is what's pretty cool. So that being said, I think I'm coming to the close of it. I just want to say again, a huge thank you to the women of our token. We couldn't do all this without you. You are the gel that holds us together. We love that you are in the fold, hold us accountable, drive the community, drive the culture of this token. Think that you have no idea how invaluable that is to me. Our community feels it. Our community knows it. They care about you. They care about everything that you all are doing. And we want you to know that through it all, it doesn't go unnoticed. So we love you all you women. Poodle fam, you're out there doing your thing, and gosh, so many great things coming with us, and just a great community. Hopefully this episode was a good one, and you all have an incredible week. Let's end with our little NFT girls. Take care.